to sorting it out. But so.
What? It's,
I think we're live now, aren't we?
no, yeah, we are. Oh God. Hello. Hey, there you are. Okay, let's bring it on. You weren't supposed to see the back of my head then a minute ago. That was my mistake. Let's just do this. There we go. There's Mark. There's Doug. We're all here. Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Everyone hear us?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Doug.
Hey,
Morning,
hey.
yeah. What time is it, Doug?
It is 8:07.
Wow, that's early. And today we are talking about the best ways to make money online. So hopefully we've got some ideas about that. But before we start, Mark, what have you been up to this week? Anything you want to share with us?
What have I been up to? Some good stuff, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what there was some good stuff. I can't remember what it was. Hit Doug first.
Doug, have you got anything you want to share with us you've been up to this
So
week?
much. Yeah, we won't even have enough time to cover all my stuff. We went out of town. It was my birthday recently. So we had a long weekend. We went down to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we also went out sort of in the middle of nowhere. It was sort of like, the scenes in Breaking Bad where they drop off a body or maybe there's some other hijinks going on. We were basically like out there. There were cacti, no one around. You're driving on a gravel road and you're like, is this where we're supposed to go? And it was a fantastic trip. Santa Fe was a little different than I remember it, but very cool, great food. There's a really awesome guitar shop, and I wasn't planning on buying a guitar, but I did. Some time in the future, I'll probably pull it out. But yeah, great guitar shop, all acoustic, mostly vintage, rebuilt guitars, a lot of 80, 100-year-old guitars, just really amazing stuff. And when we got out to the cabin, it was beautiful. It was like you're in a national park. We're on a lake. And the unfortunate part is it was extremely windy. There's wildfires in the area, and it was maybe like 30, 40 mile an hour, like sustained winds. So it wasn't super pleasant to like go out in the hot tub, or you step outside to walk the dog and sand's hitting you and stuff. But even despite all that, it was really good. Pretty far off the grid, no one around. If you want to go to a gas station or even a store, it was like 45, 50 minutes away.
Wow, that's remote.
Yeah. You can see the Milky Way, all these stars, really cool stuff.
Ah, very nice. So, Mark,
awesome.
have you thought about what you've been up to?
I've thought about some stuff I can share. Yeah. Yes, I pretty cool the weekend. With my son, my kids had a Mayfair at their school, but we created a lemonade stand in true entrepreneurial style. To raise money for the school. So it was my son's idea, actually. He's been quite entrepreneurial from a young age, actually. Like when he was about 5, he drew a book. He put together a book. He made it, like stapled it together, drew pictures, and asked me to. He didn't know how to write at all at that point, so he asked me to like show him how to like write letters, even do letters, and like wanted to say words. And he like spent loads of effort on this because he wanted to raise like some money. So he wrote like £1 on it. He said, "I've got to go and sell it out the front of the house." And he's like, "We're on quite a busy road." I'm like, "Oh no, don't do that!" Like it's, and the next thing, I'm upstairs in the upstairs window. I'm looking outside, and he's like holding it up to cars as they go past, like pretty much standing in the road, like holding this thing. And it broke my heart. Like you see him trying to sell his hard work on the street. But anyway,
It bodes well for the future.
He wanted to save money for his sisters, or get money for his sisters. And the other day, and he was talking about doing something. I can't remember. It was some really bad idea, something that nobody would buy. And I said, "Well, how about we do a lemonade stand or something at the front?" And then the Mayfair came up, so we tried it out at the Mayfair. Raised £200 for the school. So yes, it's very good. Made the sign, made the lemonade with him the night before. So yeah, really good. It's a bit of a US thing, the lemonade stand, but it was good. It was good fun.
Yeah, cool.
So we did that. That's that story. Adam's been away this week, so it's been a bit of a blur so far.
You're in charge.
His stuff and my stuff, so yeah, busy.
Okay. I've not been up to much really, just preparing for affiliate gathering, which is of course next week. So if any of the Eaglers are coming to the Fringe event, I did send you an email earlier today. Let me know if you've got any dietary requirements. Hopefully you haven't, and we'll be fine. So yeah, looking forward to the Fringe event, which is on Thursday next week, and then obviously affiliate gathering is on Friday. I think there is still a few tickets left for affiliate gathering. It's not too late if you want to join us in York. So yeah, I'm just bracing myself to come back to the UK. Do I need to change my shorts or not? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Don't know about next week. It changes a lot, doesn't it? But it's raining today, but it's going to be hot in the next couple of days or the next week. So depends.
Okay. Good. Okay. So yeah, nothing else to really report. I did post a video earlier about the Hof, which I'm going to check that out, which is quite interesting. And yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. My live stream, which was yesterday, which was during the day, that's going to be put back to the evening time. I've worked out a way around it. But anyway, let's move on to today's topic, which is the best ways to make money online. So let's start with Doug on this. If someone came to you in a bar somewhere and said, hey, what's the best way to make money online? What would be your initial response, Doug?
I would probably all of us are going to say something pretty similar since we're in the sort of content site and affiliate marketing space. I would probably say, this is a great place to start a blog. That's fairly straightforward. But it gets a little deeper, I think. I'd want to know what the person likes to do and maybe their previous skills. So maybe if they had a photography background or something, I would maybe push them in some other direction where it uses the skills that they already have, maybe a passion that they're into, so that they're not starting from like square one. They come in with an unfair advantage in their particular area. So to expand on that, which we can go deeper and deeper, but if someone, I know a couple people around here that I think they do software development, but they have a film school background. So they actually know how to shoot a movie and scripting and a lot of the other details like that. So maybe I would tell them to look into YouTube and maybe figure out a way to do affiliate marketing with YouTube, which, I mean, we could figure that out pretty easy, but they could go wherever they have a particular skill set. So affiliate marketing, content sites kind of up front. And then after that, it's like, well, what do you like to do?
Yeah.
Maybe they worked at a radio station.
I think you've kind of nailed it there. The person needs to start looking at themselves really first, don't they, in terms of trying to figure out how they can use what they're passionate about and what they've got skills in. And you mentioned, if someone's into video or photography, maybe they're into graphic design, maybe they're a writer, and those skills can be used in lots of ways online. Not only creating your own content for YouTube or a website, but if you need money a little bit more quickly, because affiliate marketing and content marketing is generally a slow burn, you could just jump onto like Fiverr or People Per Hour and start selling those services straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Mark, what would you say to someone who said, because I get that's quite a lot actually, and because in Spain I get out a lot more because the weather's nicer, we don't have a garden, so you just have to go out and you see more people. I know way more people here than I ever did in the UK. I know, I've been here 6 months. It's crazy. It's just a far more social environment. And obviously, whenever you go out, people always say, what do you do? And I say, I do online stuff. And they go, well, how does that work? How do you actually make money off that? I've never met anyone that makes a living off that. I think it's a great question. So what would you say to someone who said, when they said, what's the best way to make money online?
Well, I think actions speak louder than words, right? So if I knew about a way to make money online, then I'd be doing it probably. But obviously the way that I make money online is through apart from the agency, is through our own website portfolio. So that's with content sites, of course. I think the thing about that as well is it's low risk to kind of get started. It's low cost, low risk to get started, and that's kind of appealing to people who are kind of just finding their way, and for people that just don't have a lot of money to invest in kind of getting started, there are plenty of ways. Crypto, obviously, don't avoid crypto right now. That's going bad. I don't even following it.
No, I haven't. Let me just check the BTC price. What's happened?
Yeah, it's tragic. Don't even go there. So I think that's that. If you've got, you haven't got much of a risk appetite and you haven't got much investment, then starting with content sites is, although we try to overcomplicate it sometimes, it's pretty basic at the end of the day. Is right content, build links at a later date, and you're there. And of course, people do have to learn a little bit about WordPress and understand what it is, and maybe do a bit of keyword research. But you can kind of find that stuff pretty easily. I think another great way, if you have some investment or you can get some investment, is through like SaaS tools. So if you identify like an opportunity, an area in the market where something is underserved, or you've got an idea for a tool that you think more than one person will want, probably do some market research first. But if you can kind of find something like that, that's a great way to make money online, because it becomes really passive eventually. Like, okay, it depends if you're the developer, but if you're paying a developer or you've got a team or you're going to get investment for a team, once a SaaS tool starts making money, like the overheads are generally pretty low and the profit can be infinite depending on like how many people you can kind of sell it to. So I think that's a great way to make money online. If you can come up with a great idea and have a great team and build a great product, then and of course SaaS businesses, because they're so good and so stable and so profitable, that if you ever come around to selling them one day, they go for very large multipliers as well. So you can make a lot of money off SaaS businesses. So I would go down that route if you had the time and the inclination.
Yeah, that's a big project, though. I guess I don't know if you don't have the development.
Yeah, I mean, could be. Depends where you go, right? Some stuff like Spencer's done, with Link Whisper. Like, you start small with that kind of stuff, and with the iterative process of development. I used to be in development. I can't remember what it's called now. What's it called? No, yeah, what is it? Yeah, no, iterative development. Where you start agile. That's right.
Agile. Yeah. That's it.
So with agile, in the old days, you have to like build a whole product and spend years on it, and then launch it and find out nobody wants to buy it. And now you can just like launch a little bit with minimal features for minimal cost, and see if anybody likes it, and then build it from there, from feedback and stuff like that.
Just to jump in, Mark, to push back, although I mean, I agree, like SaaS would be great. The example that you gave, I think, is flawed with Spencer, because he blogged for like a decade and had like tens of thousands of people to launch his product to. True. So like if someone came out of nowhere, I think it would be a much more difficult, certainly doable. And if you came in with like your skills, Mark, or my skills, like with software, we could come in, put a team together, blah, 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 have good requirements, testing, not put out a piece of shit. Not that Link Whisper was a piece of shit or is a piece of shit, just to be clear. Oh, I can't cuss, sorry.
Family friendly, this channel. No, it's fine.
I think
just to come in quickly. Yeah, just to come in quickly. Is Link Whisper SaaS?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because it's not sold as a service; it's sold as software. There's surely a difference between software that, like our software, Popcorn Theme, which isn't even software, I guess it's a theme. That's not SaaS. That's just selling a digital product. And isn't Link Whisper just a digital product? Because I don't know, actually, I can't remember how the licensing works on Link Whisper. Is there like a renewal?
I think you have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay each year. So I think you get the recurring revenue.
So if there's a renewal, then it's SaaS. Yeah.
I would call it that,
yeah. We're not experts here. We're just a couple.
I know, like tools like Ahrefs.
My point is, it's like it's a very defined kind of solution they're solving. It's actually quite a small piece of software, like and like that you can go at. Obviously, you can go to the other end of the spectrum where it's a massive piece of software which is very, very complicated, which will take a lot longer. So I guess my point is, you can start small with something small and maybe it grows into something bigger long term. But with a SaaS tool, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of investment or risk up front if you've got a good idea.
Yeah. And actually, just to jump on to that idea, there was someone that I interviewed, his name is Bennett, and he was doing, I don't know, I think he created a tool that scrapes some data to get the pricing for products on like a big website, like a Spruce or something like that. And then he just put it into a spreadsheet and then found products that fit in there. So basically he was looking for high priced products. So he built a very dirty tool that was just an Excel spreadsheet. And he was like, I could make this nicer, but here's like the dirty solution right now. And he could take it, like you said, Mark, to an agile type environment where he iterates and puts a nicer sort of front end on it. And side note, you're going to love this, Alex. I'm going to interview him again soon because he is putting together a site with just an AI content. It's pretty automated, and I almost don't even want to talk to him about it, but it's going to be a great interview whenever I talk to him. Because like
Yeah.
he's like, oh, it's ranking in days, and then here's the process that I use, here's the tool that I use, and yeah, it's sickening. But and he's like 20 or 22 or something. He's making like 6,000, 7,000 a month.
Off his automated sites.
I don't think that one. I think the other one. I don't know how much he's starting to automate in the other one, but it's he's doing well regardless. He did it on the side while he was in school.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's do some hellos. Phil's just dropped in. We're just talking about software. Phil's all about software. Selling hosting, that's a good way to make some recurring income. JYH says, if there's a cloud server component and that plugin gets upgraded over time, and there's a subscription model, then it's SaaS. Yeah, see, I always thought the key thing with the difference between SaaS and normal software is the SaaS is always on someone else's server, and you stop paying for it, you lose access to that software. Whereas, especially with WordPress plugins and themes, you download them, and then often the license will expire, but you can still use it. You just maybe don't get updates and stuff, or automatic updates. I don't know.
It is updated. It is updated over the web though. So I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the classic SaaS or any tools like Jarvis or Jasper, that's classic SaaS. Canva, Ahrefs, all of those kind of tools that you SEM Rush. But I don't think SaaS is probably something that most people can jump into off the bat, I wouldn't have thought, unless they come from that kind of development background, I don't know, technical background.
Well, they might have an idea that they could go to someone with, but then they've got to know what the problem with that is. If they don't know what good looks like, good code looks like, or a good project manager or a good development team looks like, they won't know if they're getting something good. So they probably need to ask someone who knows.
What happens with his plugin if you stop paying? I don't know. Let's have a look. Phil thinks it's wrong that you have to pay over and over for software that you kind of buy upfront, like most plugins, themes.
Yeah, I think the only. I'll go real quick and then sorry, Mark. Someone, Jason asked, what happens if you stop paying for the plugin? I think Spencer designed it so that the links stay in there when you stop paying, but then you obviously lose functionality for the future, like adding links or whatever else you need to do. And then as far as Phil says, you don't like the fact that you have to pay. But the thing is, the pay for 365, but having to pay for the exchange on. So the thing is, there's maintenance with new, say, operating systems or whatever. So they have to upgrade, or like with Popcorn, right? WordPress changes some stuff. It breaks something that you have. So I do see, like, from a business standpoint, if they just sold it once and they're like, okay, now I have to maintain this thing forever, but never get paid again. I mean, I wouldn't do software either if it was like that. So that's why they...
Yeah, but you got to think. I mean, Mark will know this. He's from Microsoft back in the day. Microsoft used to just sell software, and that's how it worked. You bought a copy of Office for quite a lot of money, $300-400, but then you did get updates until the next kind of major update. But of course, Microsoft has now started to realize that maybe a better business model is a subscription model, where you host a service, Office 365 or whatever. People pay every month a small amount, and it works well. And in fact, again, Adobe have switched to that, and I think it makes their software a lot more accessible, because not many people could afford Photoshop because it was a big investment. But now for, I don't know, 10 a month, or maybe it's a bit more, you get access to the full suite. But of course, you have to keep paying, otherwise you do lose it. I just looked at Link Whisper, and it is an annual fee, but it's not very clear on what happens if you don't pay it and what you're getting for that annual fee. So for like a free site license, 117 a year. I don't know. Generally, you just don't get the updates, do you? I don't know. Anyway,
so Alex, what do you think? You haven't gone yet. What's your, if someone found you at the bar?
Again, I'd say what you said. Look at what you're into. publishing content is definitely a great way to do it, but it's a slow way to make money online. But yeah, something. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. Sorry, I was gonna. Sorry, I'll let you.
Well, I don't know. Is it a quick way to make money online?
It's it's quick once you go going.
Yeah, it's quick once you've waited a year.
I mean, is a year a long time? I don't know. Some people wait. Well, some people work for a decade before they get.
Yeah, the thing is, I think a lot of people come into this sometimes when they're short of money and they're looking for some money quickly, and they think it's going to be a quick earner, which maybe selling services on Fiverr might be quicker. But personally, I haven't seen any sites make any real proper money. It's always 12 months, isn't it? I think they start to earn a bit after 4 or 5 months. I don't know. What's the quickest you've ever seen a site start earning proper money? And I'm talking 4 figures a month.
In the last couple years, I would say maybe 6 months or so. I mean, I think those are exception cases where it's someone who has experience already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, $1,000 a month within 6 months. You see it occasionally. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely of age domains as well. We've seen that.
Yeah, they need to know what they're doing and all in. So, yeah, I still think the best way to make money is through content marketing, content publishing, whether that be on a website or on YouTube or TikTok or wherever you're doing it now. And
the return on investment is huge, right? As well, like quite often, you can actually make. Yeah, the return on investment is fantastic compared to other types of investment. So that's if you want to define that as best. What's the best? What return on investment for making money online? Then I think it's up there as well for that.
Yeah, I think there's two different ways definitely, because once you build a website or create some sort of asset that's a website rather than on another platform, the returns can be incredible because you can then sell that asset quite easily. When you start doing things like YouTube, and especially if you make it about yourself, which is what me and Doug have done. It does become valuable when you get to a certain point because you can monetize in many ways. You can monetize through affiliate, you can monetize through ads, you get brand opportunities and partnership opportunities. You get people approaching you all the time with deals and offers and ways to make money, which is great for an ongoing stream, but you can't realize a huge chunk like you can with a website. I wouldn't be able to sell my YouTube channel because it's worthless. I think probably without me, I don't think anyone else would be able to run with it. My subscribers would fall away and they would just leave because they've come to see me for some reason. So yeah, I think there's two ways of doing that. You can build something up that's going to be valuable in the long term, or you can work on something that's going to provide a very lucrative ongoing income, but it's also going to depend on you turning up.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure.
And similar with YouTube is the podcast. So that's another big area. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the podcast. It's interesting because it's disconnected from the audience. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but it's very rare when I actually reach out and communicate, even though the host might say, shoot us an email, reach out to us on Instagram or whatever. I almost never do because you're doing something else when you're listening to a podcast. But I know the connection that I have with the host and stuff like that, you feel like you know them. And I've been around people that have listened to many hours of my show. And yeah, it's great. They remember stuff that I don't remember saying just because, I talk all the time. So I don't remember anything I say. So. But yeah, I mean, I love the podcast area. And Mark, so you guys were hosting your own show for a while, but now you have James in the driver's seat now, right?
That's right. Yeah. So James and Ben does a couple of episodes for us. But yeah, we wanted to do we wanted to do more. So we just gave up the podcast part and do the live streams. So we do 3 of them. We swap one podcast a week to 3 live streams a week. Yeah. We just want to expand it some more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Does one of the builders in, by the way? I can hear banging or something. Is it?
That's my daughter's banging at the door. Luckily, I've locked the door because they've already tried. They've been in all day, in and out.
Oh no, I can hear them screaming now. Do they need you?
I might have to tell them that they need to go back in and see them.
Okay, sounds pretty bad. Do you need to go and have a look?
Yeah.
No, they're fine. They're just They're just screaming at the door. They're fine. I'll go and get them.
Maybe we
One
should go and
second.
just check that they haven't,
All right.
Okay. Kids,
we're gonna see
eh?
like a-
Joy of kids. Let's do a few comments while we're waiting for Mark to come back. James says, I don't like it when plugins and software, etc. are priced per site. It soon becomes very expensive. Can indeed. You want to get ones that have like a developer license, like unlimited. It's a great thing about Popcorn Theme at the moment. You can use it on as many sites as you like until we figure out a different license structure. Bradbury says, I don't have an issue with monthly prices as such, but I do find some of them seem unrealistic for the smaller user hobbyist. For sure, I think tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, they're very expensive for the small guy. Very expensive.
I don't know if you answered this as well, Marcus. Like, dropped a message there. She's like hearsay, I think. So I just wanted to address that about Link Whisper.
What's up with Link Whisper? I read yesterday that it lowers the page speed score quite drastically. Haven't tried myself. What do you guys think? So what do you think, Mark?
So I think it's highly unlikely that that's true, and just because of the way it works. So the way it works is that it will scan for links, but it uses the WordPress database to do that, and all it does is insert links into the database. So it's not running all the time, doing anything in the background. It's literally there whilst you run a report to trace the links. Actually, all it's doing is just modifying the database. Once the database is modified, it's just like back to how it is. So I can't imagine that it's slowing the site down in any way.
Well, I have heard through the grapevine that it does. I don't know why it does, and I've heard a lot of people how they use it is they enable the plugin, they do their internal linking stuff, and then they disable the plugin. You don't need to keep it running. Once it's inserted the links, they will stay there. So
Okay, I use it on all my sites, and I haven't noticed that.
no, does it not get flagged up? Because most plugins will get flagged up by Ezoic Leap as being terrible. Like the table, Ezoic don't like the easy table of contents plugin, which is a good plugin, and I've also heard that like related post plugins can slow down your site. So they must be doing something on the fly. I don't know. But in theory, if you're running a decent caching plugin, none of this should matter.
Yeah, I'll say I'm surprised. I'd be surprised that it's not doing anything on the fly unless you've got that thing enabled where it insert. Yeah, but I don't think even that would do it.
No, I don't know.
I can't. I don't know. It is the truth. I mean, I can't imagine what it's doing which would slow things down. But maybe
can somebody test on the fly? Like, can somebody go test it while we're talking and then come back and report to us? I've heard that too, but I don't know, other than just like having other stuff running on your machine. I know when it runs the report, it used to be, pretty slow, but I mean, it's querying the database. So you expect the server and the processor to slow down, but yeah, I don't know.
But it's just doing it one-off, right? So as Bradbury's mentioned there, if it's modifying the database as a one-off, then it shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be real time, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, somebody check it.
Yeah, we'll have to do some research into that. Okay, let's have a look. Bradbury says that the screaming and the banging, that's actually Adam in the cupboard there, Mark. I don't know.
That's good.
Maybe. There's a tip there on Adobe that you should renew on Black Friday, because that's a good way to get a good deal. Let's quickly go through some of these
Just to be clear, my daughters were screaming like they'd been murdered because they wanted their backpacks, which they could see through the glass windows of the door.
Okay. What was in the black pack?
Which they bought in earlier when they came in when I was on
the candy?
No, empty rucksacks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Daniel says that he is up $1.02 from his first month of blogging. So that gets an applause.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe a little horn even.
Yeah, anything in the first month is good.
Yeah. Zach says that SAS, or how do you? Is it SAS or SARS?
SAS. Oh, SARS.
SARS. Models motivate the company to keep upgrading. I get much more annoyed about the tool lock-in than SARS.
Do you have the word arse in the US? Is that a thing?
No, it's ass.
Oh, ass. Yeah. So arse means ass in the UK. So SARS.
Yeah. We have some American friends here.
SAS anyway. They've still got it anyway. SAS.
Yeah, it's good to talk about different. Like Yeah, do you know what a urinal is, Doug?
No. Urinal.
Yeah.
Nice. I have one under my standing desk. It
Do you?
is the height of luxury. I'm peeing right now.
I thought I could see that look in your eye. Yeah.
It's like a running walking machine and you're all in one.
People assume, this is from Koo, that since it's an online, it's going to be quick. We live in a micro mentality society, but that's not how you build business. Yeah, you're absolutely right. People tend to expect everything to be pretty quick, and on the internet, things are pretty instant, but not when it comes to making money. Okay, let's keep scrolling.
That's it, though. You can probably build businesses a lot quicker than you could back in the day without.
Yeah, it's still quicker, relatively
faster,
speaking, but it's not, like an overnight thing. If this is just an off key, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an online answer, but if someone did come up to you and say, I'm really short on money, I need to get, I don't know, $500 in by the end of the month, what would you suggest?
OnlyFans, probably.
Okay.
I would say, I would
I'll see that your case study of where you did $500 in 24 hours on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I have all the equipment. I would probably. So I cut grass when I was a kid. I wanted to buy a CD player. My dad was like, "How are you going to buy CDs if I get you a CD player?" So I would say manual labor, especially around here, any trade, any skilled trade, unskilled trade. It's hard to get contractors to show up. So I think if you just went around, you're like, hey, I want to cut your grass and or sweep the whatever, a lot of people would pay you to do it. So if someone needs money, manual labor is probably one of the best ways to do it. So you can't be afraid to go with your hands dirty.
Yeah, and turn up looking fairly presentable and, have a wash and be nice and be polite, and you should be able to get it. I mean, you might have to knock on a few doors.
Yeah. Yeah, what about you, Mark? What would you tell someone?
I think it's similar. I think it's got to be something like that, isn't it? Casino's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, you got to just if you've got a broom, if you've got a pressure washer or something like that, there's something that you might be able to turn to.
Pressure washer, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, you could go and pressure wash someone's drive or whatever. I mean, around here, there's a lot of bars and restaurants, so I reckon a lot of them need help now and again, and you could just go around and say, do you want me to wait some tables tonight or do the washing up or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Same deal around here. Some places, I mean, it's better now, but there were some places that they would have shorter hours, especially in sort of smaller towns where there's just not as many people. They would close early, or maybe they don't open on Sundays anymore or something like that. So I think you probably could, just bus tables or whatever.
Yeah. And the other thing I'd say is that just have a look around your house. Generally, you've got a ton of crap you don't even use anymore. Some of it could be quite valuable. And you either take it up to the buy-sell shop if you need it real quick, or you get it on eBay or the groups on Facebook, and you'd be surprised how much money you can liquidate from stuff. And you'll feel a whole lot better you've got less crap around the house. Anyway, we've gone off a little bit topic, but it's generally making money. A couple of people said that they deactivate Link Whisper when they're not using it. Someone said that Ezoic recommend turning it off. I'd say Ezoic generally recommend turning off every plugin.
I feel quite annoyed that with the best way that we come up with making £500, was it in a week, you said?
Yeah, well, maybe a month.
24 hours.
24 hours might be pushing it.
It was offline. I'm trying to think of an online version now that we can.
Online, maybe you could sell services and stuff. But it would be easier if you're already part of a community, and a lot of these things are easier if you've already got a community or a following. So if you're already part of a big community, like our communities, you could jump in and say, "Hey, anyone needs some articles creating? I'm doing them dirt cheap," and you could do that, and people would probably take you up on that. As Doug said about Spencer selling Link Whisper, he had the kind of he had a head start on that because he had a big following. Same with us and Popcorn Theme. Because of my following and Carl's following, we were able to get that momentum moving fairly quickly. And it's harder if you're from a standing start. So personally, yeah, I think if you need a quick buck, then online might not be it. But you could always try and sell your services on Fiverr. But I think, again, it takes time on there to build up a reputation.
Yeah, I don't think you really get. Yeah, I don't think on Upwork and Fiverr you get spotted very easily. It's like isn't it? I haven't really done it, but isn't it a chicken and egg? You need reviews to get shown, but
Yeah.
you can't get shown.
And tapping into your network in general is probably a good way, and whether that be online or offline, just saying, you know, I'm available right now. I could kind of use a little bit of work. Have you got anything? I can do writing. I can do graphic design. And I think that's one of the key things that you get out of what we do, is that you learn a lot of skills that you can sell. And you know, so anyone need a website, anyone need some design doing it, you know, I can knock something up on Fiverr. It might be perfect, but you know, the logo might be okay. You need any copywriting, I'll knock you something out using Jasper.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess sort of a sidebar, which we can come back to because it's kind of changing subjects. I'm not into social media, but what do you guys think of social media as a channel? So I mentioned like podcast, YouTube. We talked about content sites, and I know some people would say, "Oh yeah, you start at Instagram, TikTok is blowing up, blah blah blah." I don't like those, I guess, platforms in general. So I'm not super interested. But have you guys seen anyone do really well on, say, TikTok? It's easy to get a following, right?
Yeah, I think it is easy to get a following. I don't know whether it's easy to monetize. I guess it is. I mean, as I said, whenever you've got a following, you can monetize it. I don't know. I find that those social media platforms, they just suck you in and they just kill your time. And they're full of crap, but they're full of crap that they know will stimulate your brain. Like TikTok is just like arse and tits, isn't it? And YouTube, they know the videos that you're going to want to click on. You just got to be careful. There's a balance between using them productively, and then every time you kind of open them up to do something productive, you then lose an hour because you get sucked into the algorithm.
Yeah.
Mark, what do you think of those? Are you on those things?
No, yeah, kind of. I mean, I think there are people that have done reasonably well, right? Reasonably quickly. I think in a business scenario, there's somebody called Miss Excel who does Excel tips. I don't know if you've seen her, like on TikTok. But it's all the same, isn't it? Like we're all talking about growing a community in some way, different ways that you can do it. I mean, I do love Facebook groups as a way to grow a community and a way to then be able to kind of monetize that kind of further down the road.
Yeah.
But I think YouTube's you can't say YouTube social media too, Doug.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I use it wrong, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think they're just different platforms. Depends what audience you're what age audience, I guess, and who and what is you're trying to achieve. We're just about to start doing TikToks for niche website builders, and we've just recently started Instagram, so we'll let you know.
It's a full-time job.
I follow Mark on on TikTok, and I was impressed with how he was able to pick up the dances really quick. So.
I was wondering where this is going. I was thinking you got the wrong guy. That must be Adam.
The one platform I think that I'm not utilizing as well as I should is probably Twitter. The niche site lady, I don't know if she popped up recently. I don't quite know who she is, but she's coming to my Fringe event, so maybe I do already know her. But she has grown her Twitter really quickly, and I think in terms of you just got to have some useful stuff, tips and stuff on there, and you can grow a following quite quickly. And then if you're running YouTube or some other platform, you can use Twitter to feed people in that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Twitter?
Yeah, I never got into it either. I mean, I've had an account since, I feel like 2007 or 8, but I don't do social media very well. And what I see now on Twitter, because every now and then I'll pop over maybe every 6 months and I'm like, should I be doing more over here? And I can't picture myself like the post that you're talking about. I can't picture myself writing those little helpful things, it all sounds very people seem very like sanctimonious, and they're like, here, let me tell you how it is. And I'm like, I don't give a
Yeah.
I was about to cuss again. I don't really care what they think so much. And I'm like, I don't want to be the person like spouting it out. I do see the hypocrisy as I spout out all this BS on YouTube and the podcast, but just in the written word, it seems more permanent. It's the same thing, but I'm just like, I'm not going to write this stuff like I know everything, but I just continue to do it as I talk, though. So
Yeah.
it's a disconnect.
Maybe.
What about you, Mark? Are you guys on, you're on Twitter, right?
No, not at all. I've never got into either. Like, I've got an account. I've got like, I don't know. I haven't logged in it for so long. It's probably like a few thousand followers or whatever. But yeah, I can never get to grips with it. I think it is it is. I mean, that's what it was all for, right? Short messages and short updates and stuff like that. So I've always felt like it's something I should have been able to get into, but I can never. Maybe I just like pictures too much. That's what I didn't do pictures in the early days, did I?
Right. Yeah.
But fun fact, like got a place where I used to work, where I work in Reading. When I owned an agency, there's something called the Reading Enterprise Centre, which is the Reading University. So it's like a business hub on the university campus. And a guy running a business there, I wish I could remember what it was called. Basically, it was doing analytics on Twitter and like other like big data analytics stuff. And he was one of only, I think, 2 people in the world who had direct access to what's called the Twitter fire hose, which is like basically they get to see every single tweet that goes past like in the world, and then they can do some big data analytics on it. So it was only like one of 2 companies in the whole world that had access for this business that he had. And the reason he got this access was because he had negotiated it, because he invented the retweet button back in the day, and he sold it to Twitter for a crazy amount of money. But part of that deal was, I want access to the Twitter fire hose as well for my next business.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even think the retweet button was an invention, but it was, that he sold to Twitter. So
yeah, that's weird. Okay, let's do a few more comments because we're running out of time. I see we've already hit the amount of likes that we need. I think, yeah, how many we got? 51.
Need the air horn then, Alex.
I did. Did you not get some?
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Okay, let me just catch up with these comments. So, yeah, in conclusion, the best way to make money online is, it depends on what you are, who you are, what you're into, and what you want to achieve. Here's another interesting question, completely off topic, but hey, why not? Marcus says, what are your thoughts on Google and others moving away from cookies? How do y'all think it will affect affiliate marketing?
So I just interviewed Sarah Clow, which I think she's going to Affiliate Gathering, her and Tyler. Mm-hmm. And I think that interview comes out tomorrow.
Wait. It's Clow?
Clow. Yeah.
I've been calling her Clow all this time.
That's what I said. And actually, I clarified it. And she was like, yeah, a lot of people goof it up. So, yeah.
Clow. Well, thanks for that tip. But that's helpful, yeah.
Yeah. Let her know that I was spreading the word to pronounce her last name correctly. And basically, I'm not too worried. Like I think we've all probably said in the past, like if you have traffic on your site, you're going to figure out how to monetize it. People are going to want to get in front of your audience if you have one. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. I think it's probably just overblown. Like everything, people that get the stories, they want to get clicks, and they're like the death of whatever because of cookies. Like I think it's going to be fine.
Okay. I think it'll be fine as well. I think they're too important, and there's a lot of money riding on them for them to disappear. There must be other ways to track things. Although I've got to say, Google Analytics 4 is terrible, and that is generally down to privacy rules and cookie changes and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
You just can't get the detail anymore, and that's mainly due to privacy rules.
Well, I think you can get the detail. It's just not served to you on a plate, I think.
Like I couldn't even find Okay, Mark, here's a little challenge for you. If you can get this for us, maybe for next
I'm-
week. Is there
I'm
a
not
way?
touching. I'm not going to touch the A4.
Yeah, you have to, because you said it's there somewhere. It's just not on the plate. So I wonder if you could create a plate that. So, for example, your referral traffic. Okay, you want to drill into your referral traffic. You want to see where the traffic is coming from, which sites people are coming from. Where is that report? I can't find that report.
Yeah, everything is okay. So I've not looked into it, and like the decided somebody else on the live stream the other day. What's your plan for it? My plan for it is to wait 12 months because it's not till next summer that it becomes a problem anyway. Before Universal Analytics goes away, I think the truth is they're going to make it. It will be easier by then. There'll be some other solutions. So there's no point in trying to plan now for something that's probably going to be made easier anyway.
So you think that data's still in there?
The data's still in there,
or is that referral data, the fact that I came to Doug's site from your site, is that going against privacy laws?
I haven't heard it's anything to do with privacy.
Because that's kind of an identifier then, ish.
So I don't think it's that. I think it's because you go in there. There's nothing in there, is there? Like I think it's because I can't remember. Like, you must have to create like something like a module or something. I can't remember the terminology they use. But in theory, it's like much more scalable and much more flexible in the way that you can chop and create your reports. It's just that with that flexibility comes difficulty. And my belief is that and I don't know if this is true, but come them getting rid of Universal Analytics, you'll have some basic templates or some initial setup or whatever, which will give you kind of a lot of the standard reports that you kind of want to see.
Why are they not there now?
Like, I have no idea. It seems crazy.
Like you can't even okay, so you look at the organic search grouping. You can't then even drill into that and say, okay, there's some from Google, some from Bing. None of that's there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like we've given you the framework to have all the reporting you could ever need. We just haven't created any of the reports.
Yeah, but then when you go, I want to get an insight or whatever they call it now. You just get this overwhelming tool. I ain't touching that. Maybe it's time to find maybe it's time to find another analytics tool. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's a business idea now. I mean,
let's get the SaaS going.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I reckon they're going to make it easier. Come getting rid of Universal Analytics, so you could start competitor now, and in a year's time, everyone will be using Google Analytics again. So.
Maybe it's very important to Google Analytics. Very important that they get their code on every website. Anyway, Marcus has said we're going to do the giveaway in 2 minutes. I've owned several communities before and it really helped grow my sites. Spreading content there will help get more people to share links to your site, etc. Yeah. I think though the trick, and this is probably where I've gone wrong on social media in the past and in the present, is using it as just a platform just to share links on. You kind of have to do more than that. Pete, good to see you, Pete. Do you have any recommended Slack channels for folk like us? Or advice on which other community platforms to join? What the hell is a Slack? I thought that was like a type of trouser.
What's the question again?
Do you have any recommended Slack channels? I think the only Slack channel I'm in is the Ezoic one. I know that there's Discords as well.
Yeah, I would say I don't have any good recommendations, number one, to answer the question, but I would say like just the Facebook groups like Mark's group, and Alex, you got the Discord, right? I mean, places like that are pretty much equivalent, but
find people that you like on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, and see if they have a community. Most of them do.
Yeah, Mark, what's y'all's?
Niche website flippers, niche website builders. We also purchased Lion Zeal Mastermind last year. Which we still haven't really done anything with, but we should be at some point. But Lion Zeal's group we bought as well.
Okay. Sam says that she met her other half on Twitter almost a decade ago.
Nice.
It's not so bad. I remember joining up for Twitter. It must have been 2008, that kind of time. And going to like a networking event in London for digital people, that were into this Web2 stuff. And this guy was giving out these tiny little Moo cards like half-cut business cards with his Twitter ID, and I was like, "Oh, what's Twitter then? What's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's this. It's a bit like Facebook, but you can only post like 120 characters, 140 characters." Like, oh, doesn't sound very good. But I was like, okay, I'll sign up. But I remember signing up, and my name's obviously Alex Cooper, and I managed to get at Alex Cooper, so I was very proud with that. But yeah, then I never really used it.
I think, I'd be interested to hear from Sam. Like, it must have been kind of a long time to organise the date with the 120 characters.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. And it wasn't all public those days. Could you private message back in those days? So it was like
Maybe it was all public, wasn't it? Yeah. Bro, says I'm currently in that affiliate Twitter area. A lot of content, but it seems rehashed and somewhat generic. Yeah, Matt Giovanici, who obviously we're a big fan of. But yeah, niche site lady did a tweet about 5 SEO tips, and then a couple of hours later, Matt did the same. Pretty much, he'd kind of rewritten them 5 SEO tips, and then his last kind of bit of the thread, because now people use way more than 140. They just seem to thread all these tweets together. Right. He put inspired by niche website lady, whatever her name is.
Yeah,
but it was kind of they were so close to each other. It looked like he was just ripping her off.
And that's the stuff. When I go look, it's like generic. It's like inspirational Instagram post. It's like, go be the best person you can, or like it's just nonsense half the time, or like whoever just said it's like really generic. So yeah, that's where I end up. I'm like, I don't even care about this, and I can't imagine like me creating that kind of. Not that those people created garbage, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna.
It's not for you. Yeah.
BS quotes or whatever.
Great contribution to repurpose content. I think we just touched on that subject, Daniel. Great way to acquire communities on Reddit is by acquiring expired subreddits. I went on Reddit the other day. No Facebook, no Twitter. Twitter is great for complaining about a service. I often find that. Yeah, go straight on their Facebook or their Twitter. They definitely get your response. Yeah. Anyway, we need to crack on because we're coming to the end of the stream. So let me just do this. There we go. If you want to win some WP Eagle merch, t-shirt, mug maybe, whatever you like, just say something in the chat right now. Sorry if I missed your comment. I'm a little bit behind, although I'll put that one up. Stuart says, WP Eagle Discord is good. I learned a lot from there. I'm glad, Stuart. Not from me, because I hardly ever spend any time in there.
I was going to say, like...
The community in there are great. There are some people in there...
Did you?
No, I need to go in there more, but it's just, there's a great people in there. They talk to each other. They don't need me.
Oh, I don't remember, because you didn't start it, right? It's not.
No, I didn't start it. No, it was created by some viewers, yeah. Right, so I'm just going to transition over there and get the wheel of names up, and we'll see who's going to be a winner. Let's see if we can... Wait, where you go?
I'm going to type my name in there as well. Let's see if I can get in.
You want some merch? All right, let's transition! Hey! Oh, look, there's me kitchen.
Look at the kitchens.
Yeah, there's me kitchen. I couldn't save it earlier, so I want to get... It's at outside kitchen. For up on the roof here. Be nice.
New lifestyle for you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Your niche lifestyles. I've got an upgrade, isn't it?
Definitely. So much better here. Seriously.
Oh man, we got 72 people on here now.
Okay, let me just find your names.
All here for the merch.
Ricky's still doing a lot of pointing in his thumbnails. I feel like I shouldn't point in every thumbnail. I know it's very tempting. You just want to do this all the time, right? I'm sure there's a better way to do thumbnails. I'll have to crack it.
I don't point enough. I need to
maybe
get
not
pictures.
Maybe that's the key to click-through rate.
Pointing?
Yeah, just pointing. I don't know. All right, let's go. You got another 10 seconds. Say something in the chat. Anything you like. I'm just going to scoop up these participants. Am I in the draw? You are, Andy. Don't panic. Don't panic. You're all in there, all the way down to Zach. We're all here. Look, all these people are in the draw. Member 1 year, member 6 months, member 1 year, they're all here. By the way, there was a new member, wasn't there? Did I miss you at the beginning of the stream? Definitely someone joined. Thank you if you did. I saw a new member come in. You know you miss all the BS politics from the UK. I'm so happy I hardly ever watch the news here. Anyway. Marcel, are you in? Marcel, I think I just missed you. We nearly missed you. You've got to say it when I say it, you know. When I say something now, it's literally, you've got to do it now. Okay, now we run out of music. Right, this is the last call. We good? Let's go. No worries. No worries. Who's it gonna be? Oh.
New member.
No, I think it's gonna be electronic earnings. I think you won the other day though, didn't you? It's not.
Or is it a new member? Oh, that's close.
Electronic earnings. I think you won the other day. You can have another prize or you can give it to someone else. It's up to you. You got 10 seconds to say something. It's fine. You can have more WP Eagle merch if you like. I don't know what the delay is on the stream. Like 20 seconds or something. Yeah, I think you want to keep it. That's fine. That's fine. So let's finish. Let's finish. Well done and congratulations, Electronic Earnings. You get a little one of these. And we'll transition and finish off. That's the... Hey, there we are. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mark and Doug. You got lots on today, Doug?
Yeah, I got, check out the podcast. I got a couple good interviews, and I just, I was telling you guys last week, this guy, Jake, who, he's been crushing it, earning like $5K a month for the last 18 months or so. And the crazy thing, like I told you, is he only published like 12 articles in the first year. So, we're always talking like, you got to publish so much, Like he really was scattered, and it's a great interview. So certainly check that out if you haven't. Thanks.
Okay. Anything else to promote before you go?
No, that's it. Just check out that interview. Check out the podcast. Yeah, Doug's show.
Perfect. Marcus quickly says, anyone going to the affiliate gathering in York? It'd be nice to meet some new people. I think most of us are going. You're going to see so many people there. Don't worry, Marcus. Mark, anything else you'd like to end on?
No, other than obviously I'm going to the affiliate gathering, so see you there if you're there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that. But shortly after that event is another event, the online event, which is Building Empires, which is a free online event, 3 days. Got some great speakers, all about making money online and website investing and that kind of stuff. So it's free to register. Just go to building.empires.live and you can sign up there. That's it.
Perfect. Good. Well, yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week. I mean, we've got a stream before then, haven't we? Next week on your channel, Mark, I think.
Is it?
I think it's on mine.
Oh, Doug's channel. Okay, Doug's channel.
Yeah.
Fine. So, yeah, well, I don't know what we're talking about, but we'll let you guys know on the social. Koo just quickly asked, do you think plugins like Yoast are still valid? Yes, they probably are. But they're not essential. But they're useful. Anyway, on that note, I've got nothing left to promote apart from there's a couple of tickets for the WP Eagle Fringe event, which is on the Thursday before affiliate gathering. I'm going to close the sales on that next week because I need to kind of finalize numbers and stuff. There's only literally a couple left anyway. So if you want one of them, a couple of beers, and just hanging out at a great place with some Thai street food and things, it'll be good. But other than that, thank you all for joining us. We hit a peak. I don't know what we hit a peak of it. It's been a good stream. We were over a 60 odd at one point, weren't we?
72, I think, something like that.
Yeah. Nice.
Bye-bye. Let's get the music in time, and it's perfect production. And we just end with a little transition.